Well, that's it. The van's gone. I'm no longer a man with a van. I'm just a man. After 3 years and 2 different vans, my nomadic lifestyle had finally come to an end. Home is where you park it. Okay, so my full-time van life is over. But that doesn't mean the adventure's over. Far from it. Far, far from it. When I think back to my van life experience, I probably wasn't living it to the max. You know, I work a very normal day job, which means most of my time is taken up going to work. And the only time I can really go away anywhere is when I book annual leave. And what's that these days? Like 25 days, 30 if you're lucky. Now, when the world did shut down for a bit, you know, for a few years, okay, I did have the perk of living in the van, and I was able to work from the van, and I did get an opportunity to travel around quite a bit. You know, I visited loads of places that I've never been. Cornwall, Dorset, Devon, Norwich. Yeah, it was a crazy but fun time. But now, you know, the workplace is trying to get people back into the offices, and yeah, I'm one of them, you know. So my van life experience kind of changed near the end. I was sleeping, you know, 9 times out of 10 I was sleeping in some sort of car park. And I was waking up and going to the office and then back to the car park and then back to the office, and it carried on like that. You know, it's the same for everyone, right? So when I had the chance to move in with my friend, it kind of made me realize that I could be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing in the van, but in the comfort of a house. It then got me thinking, it just seems like a waste having this big van where I'm only really using it to commute back and forth to work. You know, I didn't mind having it because it was using its full potential when I was living in it full time. But now I just have this big van as a day-to-day vehicle, and it just seemed like a waste. So I decided to sell it, and it's gone. And yeah, I mean, a big part of me is really regretting it, but I think it's for the best. You know, it was just sitting outside really, waiting till I get my next annual leave, which I don't even know when that will be. So there you go. However, I don't want this adventure to stop. This is what I want this channel to be about. It's about breaking away from the day-to-day and escaping out to nature. And if anything, that's pretty much what the channel's always been about. So I want to carry on doing that. So I'm on a mission to find my next adventure mobile. Oh, cheers. Right, let's see what we can find on the interwebs. If I am going to get another van, it has to be the right van. But at the moment, I just can't see anything that I like. So I'm going to put that idea on the maybe pile. I've been toying with the idea of getting another Jeep,
And some of you might recall I've had a Jeep before. It was beautiful. 20 years old, still ran like it was brand new. However, I did take it on one adventure and I soon realised I did not fit in the back of it.
Wow, doesn't bed mode look good?
And I could have probably done something like rip out the seats and made some sort of bed system, but honestly, it was just too nice of a vehicle to ruin. Don't think a Jeep is the right way to go. I have been considering an estate car, you know, the lawn saloon kind of ones. I wonder if you fold down the seats, if you could fit in the back of it. You know, a bit of car camping. That might be good. Might be good.
Hello.
Hi, I'm reading about the Ford Estate that you have on Auto Trader. Is that still available?
Yeah, it's still available.
Cool. Do you think it's big enough someone could sleep in the back of it? Hello? Oh, she hung up. What about a camper van? Then that's pointless because that's why I got rid of my van in the first place. Right. I've shot off a few emails and it's literally whoever gets to me first because I kind of do need a vehicle. It is making life a bit difficult without one. So at this point, I don't really care what I get. As long as it has wheels. I just need something with wheels that I can sleep in if I go on adventures. Hopefully something comes up. I don't know why it's been so difficult to find a vehicle. It seems like, you know, everything's gone up in price and there's just nothing decent on the market. However, I have seen something that looks pretty promising. I emailed him and he's just emailed me back saying, you know, he's had a bit of interest, but he wants a quick sale. So he said if I can get there tomorrow and if I like it, he'll let me have it. The only issue is he's really far away and I don't have a vehicle at the moment. So I thought to myself, why not make a bit of an adventure out of it? I mean, what's better than that? Making an adventure about getting my adventure mobile. So the plan is pretty simple. I'm going to run the 2 miles to the train station and get a train into London. Then I'll swap onto another train that will take me out into the sticks. And then from there, it's about an 8-mile run to get to the cellar. I just hope he hasn't sold it the time I get there. That'd be typical.
It's currently 6 a.m. and I've got a 4-hour journey by train and foot to get there. It's gonna be a long day. Right, well, the train I needed is already cancelled, so off to a good start. Having lived most of my life in London, I now find the city's hustle and bustle suffocating after experiencing the freedom of the countryside. As a result, it's very rare that anything can make me venture back into the cold, lifeless city. Now for an 8-mile run. But there was something about this vehicle that made me make the effort. I'm not sure what it was, but it felt right, as if it was meant to be. I don't think I know anyone else that would put in this much effort to go see some old banner. I'm either really determined or just really stupid. I think it's stupid. But hey, I'm outdoors and I'm having fun doing it. What else can you ask for? Oh, a lift would have been nice from someone, but there you go. I had finally made it to my final destination. As soon as I saw the vehicle, I knew it was the one.
Well, this view seems a bit familiar, doesn't it? And if you've been watching my videos, you might recognize this. I have gone out and bought myself a new Kangoo. Well, it's not exactly new. I mean, it's 2007, but it's new to me. I always loved my old Kangoo. And to be honest, I didn't quite want to get rid of it. I had quite a weird emotional connection to it, which is, I know that's very strange because, you know, you shouldn't you shouldn't have emotional connections to your vehicles, but there was something always special about the Kangoo. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's not perfect and it was small, it was inconvenient, you know, it made you live a bit rough and ready and that, but I think I really like that. I really gelled with that. I bought it off this really nice guy. He bought it straight after university and he wanted to do some sort of like valet service where he washed cars and stuff. He said he did that for a year and then he had a gap year, so it sat on his mum's drive. And then when he came back from his gap year, he got a job in London. So it carried on sitting on his mum's drive. So it hasn't really been driven in 2 years. It's only got 46,000 miles on the clock, which is incredible. You know, when I was looking around for Kangoos of this make and model and this year, yeah, they were like 100,000 miles plus. So really nice guy. He got a new battery put in it because obviously 2 years wasn't really working. I was a bit concerned maybe, you know, after sitting there for so long, it might not be in good nick. But he got a fresh MOT on it for me and they found slight problem with the brakes, but you know, he paid to get all that repaired and he gave me all the receipts. So yeah, really nice guy. And I've been driving it for a couple of days now and yeah, it seems to be driving perfectly fine. So I'm really happy with this. So I have no plans to move into the Kangoo full time or anything like that. I'm still gonna stay with my friend. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I have somewhere where I belong. And I think that was always my issue, and that's why I was drawn to this alternative way of living, because I never really felt like I belonged anywhere. You know, I've done house sharing and I hated it. You know, I've lived with girlfriends, I've done all that sort of stuff before. And I've never really felt like I belonged anywhere. And for the first time in my life, I really do feel like I've got somewhere that I can call home. And I'm feeling content and I'm feeling comfortable with that. So I think that's why it was easy to let the van life thing go. But saying that, you know, I still want to go out on adventures, I still want to go to mountains, I still want to go to the coast, I still want to travel. And having this Kangoo is going to allow me to do that. I can customize this van depending on what I'm going to do. So if I ever do get my kayak and I want to go do something like by the beach, I can only take stuff with me that I need for that adventure. Same if I was to go to a mountain, I can take my hiking boots and my, you know, my gear, my backpack and all that. When I lived in the van full time, yeah, I needed a bit more space. I started off with very little, but over time, you know, I bought more camping gear and stuff like that. So there was less and less room in the Kangoo. So it made sense to get a bigger van. But now I have a home and I can store my belongings. And most importantly, my more precious belongings, because, you know, I used to keep my camera and laptop and everything in my van. I was always worried if someone broke into it, you know, I'd lose all that. Now I have a home, I got somewhere to store my stuff, you know, so I'm lucky in that sense. I'm really happy. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually really happy. And that's not just the Kangoo, that's the whole situation of having a home and the Kangoo. Yeah, it's mainly the Kangoo.
I guess it's true what they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I'm definitely finding that to be true with this little van. I can't wait to see where it takes me on my future adventures. This is a live update. I've just realised the van doesn't have a sliding door. I didn't realise that when I bought it. That is so weird. Crazy. Oh well. If I was living in it full time, that would be a problem. Oh, but I am not. So that just means this Kangoo is just a little bit more difficult than my last one. And you know what? I think I like that even more.